Hello Internet, my name is Bobo. You ever watch a really good movie that has an iconic design for a character that never shows up anywhere else? Well, today we're looking at the Marvel Legends Ultimate Miles Morales. Now this design comes from the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, but that was then used as a base for his appearances in other media, such as the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, the 2017 Spider-Man cartoon, and his solo game. But funnily enough, the suit for Into the Spider-Verse, which is the best thing Miles has ever been in, does not really look like this suit. Even the main suit from later in the movie, and his Across the Spider-Verse suit, don't really look like this one. But I do like the PlayStation game, and the 2017 cartoon, so I did want to have this suit on my shelf. I don't have any Spider-Man figures yet, so this is the first time I'm getting one of these super articulated Spider-Man figures, and I've been really enjoying it. It feels really nice to pose, but the downside is that the joints feel really soft. The elbow and legs specifically feel really weak, and I feel like if I'm not being careful, I can very easily break them. But aside from that, it's a very fun figure to pose around. Now, the paint on this figure is alright. I got one with better QC, but there are still a few issues like this random white spot I can't get off, and the bottom, I want to say arrow bit isn't aligned straight. Not the worst issue, but something to be aware of since it could be worse than what I got. Now, the main issue I know people have with this figure are the legs, since the hips stick out really far. It definitely bugs me and holds it back a bit, but it's bugged me less over time. It isn't as noticeable in poses, and it still gives him some good range. My main issue is with the lack of forward movement for the feet. For a Spider-Man character, more range would have definitely helped him, and I know Hasbro can do better with this articulation. Another common issue I've heard is with his height. At first I didn't think much of it, but then I saw him next to Spider-Gwen, Cyclops, Wolverine, Warbird, and Ultimate Captain America to see how tiny he is. Marvel Legends have been getting a lot smaller, yet he's even smaller than Spider-Gwen and Warbird, who were already shorter figures. Even short characters like Wolverine are taller than him. I know this figure is meant to be a teenage Miles, but I feel like he could have been a bit taller. But maybe he'll look better with a Peter Parker Spider-Man figure, but we'll see when I actually get one. Now for accessories, he has an alternate head which I think looks alright on its own. It's just when you put him next to other characters, the height makes it look a bit uncanny. He also comes with 5 hands, a wall-crawling hand, 2 web-shooting hands, a fist, and a hand to hold this micro comic book. I know people would have preferred something like another wall-crawling hand, but I do think the micro comics are a cool idea. I'll never display them like this, but it is a fun way to show what comics these figures are based on. A real comic would have been cool too, but that would have made the figure a bit more expensive like with McFarlane Toys Page Punchers. It's a cool idea in concept, but if it's gonna be more expensive, I think people would just want the figure and not pay more for it. Now for articulation, he has a ball-jointed head on a hinge so you can get some up and down, arm can move out, rotate, butterfly joint so the arm can move back and forward a bit, bicep rotation, though be careful. I mentioned it before, but it feels like the peg could shear off any day now. Double jointed elbows, hand can move side to side, but that is a benefit for these hands. Torso is on a ball joint so you can get all sorts of movement. Really good ab crunch. Leg is on a drop down hinge so you can get some really good forward, okay out, and not really much back movement. Leg can rotate. Double jointed legs. Ankle tilt. Ankle can rotate. And the foot can hinge back pretty far and forward a bit. The figure has some really good articulation, and you can get a lot of cool Spider-Man poses, like this 4-handed crouching pose, or just shooting some webs. The hands can be limiting since you don't get all of them, but you can still use them to good effect, like looking at a comic book and not reading it, something people can probably relate to. Overall, the figure's pretty good. I managed to get this on sale for $12, and I think that's a good price for it. I don't think I would have been satisfied if I paid the full $25. Yeah, these figures are getting way too expensive.